Hi guys, so one of the last videos at this location anyway, at the gym. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to do a video about overtraining. It's very rarely talked about and it is a real thing, whether people say it is or not. Because I know a lot just say, it doesn't exist. They come out with the best statements I've ever heard of. There's no such thing as overtraining, there's just undereating, which is the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard in my life. So if I basically eat 24/7, I could train 24/7. So just to put a point across on this, one of the latest videos that to come on was me doing a sissy squat for the second time, and at the end of that set I did some negatives. And I can tell you now when I did it was a mistake, because I was ruined the entire week. Don't get me wrong, I still trained really well when I trained, but I was beat up, and I mean beat up. I know I do a lot of reps on the sissy squats, so people could come back to me and say, well, you know, the soreness is because of that, but I mean, I was beyond sore. But it's nothing, and the soreness carried on for a whole week. But it's not the soreness that I was bothered about. On myself, I was just properly beaten up. You know, I was short-tempered with people. I could feel it. You know, I wasn't sleeping. I was struggling to get my food in. And they're all, you know, surefire signs that something's not right. So when people say you can't train too hard, yes you can, there's no question about that. So I've said to you before, if you're going to use high intensity techniques, use them very sparingly, but there can be a fine line to how hard you push as well. So, you know, I'm a little bit nuts because I've always wanted it so bad, so I've always done things stupid. So listen to what I say more than what I do, really is the answer to that. But, you know, what I'm saying to you is you need to train very, very hard. But as I've said before, focus on learning to train to positive muscular failure, because that will give you everything you want, there's no question, if you're truly going to that point with the correct form. And then it's about recovery, you know, so the nutrition that we spoke about, the amount of rest that you need. You know, if you need an extra day off here and there, just take it. You know, the 7-day week was created by us, it's not how your body works. So, but I just wanted to point that out, that still happens to me, where I overdo things, and it can be done in one set. You can push to a ridiculous point like I did on there, and it just ruined me. You know, it really did just ruin me. I felt sick all week, and that was one set. So when people say it's nowhere near enough, they're living on another planet, you know, if they've ever really done a set. So it's a short video is this, but I just wanted to point that out, that everything needs to be in place correctly. So if you're learning to train to and you start achieving proper positive muscular failure, you will grow. There's absolutely no question about that. And it is very tempting to add more movements and this, that and the other. And like I've said to you before, don't do that. You know, you've got to decide whether am I in the gym because I enjoy it, or am I in the gym because I want to change my physique. So, and these videos are just as important for women as they are men. I know they maybe look focused to men, but they're not. Weight training, to be honest, really should be even more focused to women because of things that can happen in later life, more so than men, such as osteoporosis and things like that, which weights really counteract that. So, you know, it's a very important thing, but the recovery side and overtraining definitely does exist. So watch out for, like I said, you know, hunger dying off, not sleeping so well, being very agitated, maybe losing your temper. You know, that week, the sissy, I was dropping things, as daft as that sounds, but again, I know then I was taking things, I know I'm going to sound crazy now, but I was taking things out of the dishwasher and dropping it on the floor, dropping knives and forks, and that's just because my hands were literally, and that's just your nervous system's battered. When, again, people say your nervous system don't get touched, again, what planet are you living on if you're pushing to that degree? So, just think about these things. Without full recovery, there can't be full growth. This 48-hour bollocks that's annoyed me my whole life about our muscles recovered in 48. Shut up. If you're pushing it to the limit, shut up. I just don't even want to hear it. You know, I don't care what so-and-so study says, you know, I really don't care, because they ain't done a set like that, and I don't care who they are, and I don't care who comes back at me on it. They haven't done a set like that. So, you know, just think about those things, ensure you are recovering. If you feel like you need an extra day off, take it, you know, or take 2. But keep the nutrition side going, you know, rest as much as possible. And like I said, learn to push to positive failure. Then if you want to go beyond that, you know, set limits. I'm not a big lover of you'd do 4 steps, then you'd do negatives and you'd do partial. It's like lying in the sun. There's a point where it's going to make you go brown. There's a point where it's going to burn you. And training's going to be the same. Once you burn, the skin's damaged. It ain't suddenly going to recover and you're going to be browner than you were. It's the same thing with training. You batter yourself so much. Every resource has been used up just to get you over that. It's the last thing it's ever going to do is build some muscles from it. You know, and you want to do this your whole life. You don't want to do these workouts and in 2 years it's destroyed you and that's it. You know, it wants to be for a lifetime. So even if it won't do that, because you're going to progress as much as you possibly can, as you know, as you are genetically. But even if it took you a little longer, even if that was the case, so what? You know what I mean? At least you're going to be healthy and the gains are going to keep coming. So like I said, just think about all these things. Don't be frightened to take an extra day off. Don't listen to other people. Push yourself as hard as you possibly can when you're training, to a limit, you know, so that growth is stimulated and you've made an inroad, but it don't want to be too big to come back from. Hopefully you like the video. Like I say, it's one of the last ones in this location, which we're incredibly sad about. But this will carry on, I promise you that, and it will be somewhere else at some point. So give us a subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, and please comment below. We love to answer the comments if we possibly can. So thanks guys, take care.